Hi everyone, welcome to Impossible Things, a video series where I talk about things that are supposed to be impossible but have actually happened to me. This video is about time and different time probabilities and how to move yourself through different time probabilities. And the story goes like this. I was reading about time and different timelines, and I set a very strong intent to get a phone call from a different timeline. I don't know what kind of person sets that intent, but apparently that was the kind of person I was. And so 2 hours later, the phone rings and I pick it up. A guy says, "Hi, is this Louise McPhee Smith?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Hi, this is John." I said, "Okay." He said, "Oh, you don't remember me? Oh, we met at the healing fair in Lexington 2 weeks ago. You were there with your massage table working on people energetically, and I was there working on people, and we met at the break." And I said to him, "I'm sorry, I've never ever been to a healing fair in my life." And he hung up. Well, the funny thing about that story is, 1 month ago, I had set an intent to go to that healing fair in Lexington on that day. And I had emailed the organizers and they had emailed me back, but for whatever reason, I had decided not to actually go. And I never went, and I still have, to this day, have never been to any kind of healing fair. So it's kind of fun to think about different timelines and how time works, and it's weird and odd, and interesting to think about intellectually, but it really took me many years to process what that experience means for me in my life and how I live my life. The biggest thing that I took from this is that my thoughts and your desires and your intents really do mean something in your life. They don't just mean something. They are the most powerful tool that you have to create anything that you want in your life, no matter what it is. They literally can skip time. They can go anywhere and be anything, but only if you know how to work with them in a way that allows them to be as powerful as they truly are. The biggest misnomer in our society and our world today is that our desires and our thoughts and our intents don't mean anything and that they're not important. It's just absolutely untrue. And I'm not saying that you can just wish on something and say, "Oh, I think I'd like that," and it will happen in your reality. That won't happen. And in fact, I saw that in this example. I did have a intent to go to that healing fair and followed it through for a little while, but that never actually happened in my reality. In some other version of Louise's reality it happened, but not in mine. And the reason for that is that at some point my intent became split, meaning that I introduced resistance or fear or anxiety, or just maybe a different preference into that intent to be there. And I then split off into a different reality where that didn't actually happen. That also happens to you when you set a strong desire for something that you truly, truly want in your life, and you start heading towards it. But at some point, some other thoughts or some other desires come into your mind and distract you from your previously clear focus on the goal that you had. That happens all the time, every day, with things that you want. If you can learn to turn that around, and learn to focus your desire with clarity, without that split intent, then after you learn that skill, then you can start creating the things that you want to see in your life. And life changes and becomes the way that you want it to be. It's never like clicking your fingers, because every decision that you make holds some type of potential for fears or split intent. So you're always learning more about how to do it, and about who you are, and how to work with your own fears. But it becomes a much more an active creation of your life, rather than feeling that you are wandering around with just random things happening to you without any of them being under your control. So that's one of the things I learned. The other thing that I learned from this is that we are not here fighting over how things should be in our one reality. Reality is not a limited resource. There are many of them. And a lot of the fear and anxiety and powerlessness that people feel today is because they believe that we're all living in one reality, and to get what we want in our reality, we have to force or cajole other people who are in this one place with us into acting like we want them to act. And that's just not the case whatsoever. There are many realities. When your energy expands, as it does when you make different decisions in your life, your realities expand in all directions, and many new realities are born from your thoughts. So you do not have to drag anybody else along in your reality. If you want to see something, that can happen without you being forceful or vindictive or angry with anybody else. It's not really a case of, it doesn't have anything to do with them. It has everything to do with you and what you want in your life. And just as there are many versions of you, there are also many versions of them. And in order to create what you really want in your life, it's a case of focusing on your own energy. And the people that are interested in coming along with that reality will sometimes change and come along in that reality, whereas other parts of them will not come along. It's really not a case of manipulating people. It's a case of knowing what you want and sticking to what you want. Other people may not come along, or they may, but that really has nothing to do with you. And once you know that for sure, there's an immense amount of personal freedom that you will feel in your life, because you really understand you are the one that controls what happens around you. And that takes a huge amount of pressure off of other people, because they feel also that you don't believe you need to make them do what you want in order for you to be happy. And that is a beautiful way to lead life, and just a good place to be in. Okay, that's all for now. I will post next Sunday. Thank you so much for watching.